Hey, everybody, and welcome to English for Everyone on YouTube. I'm so glad you could join us for another deep dive.
Hello, everyone.
If you're new to this channel, this is the place to be if you want to pick up English fast.
Yeah, it's all about learning through conversation, just like we're doing right now.
And today, we're going to be talking about something pretty interesting, something we all do, talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
We're going to take a deep dive into that today.
Yeah.
And we'll be speaking just a little bit slower so that everyone, even if English isn't your first language, can understand us.
That's right. We want to make sure everyone can follow along.
Now, I know talking to yourself might seem kind of strange, but it's actually a really common thing.
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
all do it, whether we realize it or not.
It's like that moment you're looking for your keys and you say out loud, "Where are my keys?"
Or your phone. Did I leave it in the car? We've all been there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's talking to yourself. And believe it or not, it can actually help you focus.
It's true. When you say things out loud, it's like you're giving your brain a clear instruction.
Yeah, it's like you're telling your brain, okay, we need to find those keys. Let's concentrate.
And that can be really helpful when you're feeling distracted or overwhelmed.
And it's not just about finding lost objects, right?
No, not at all.
Think about times when you're stressed or anxious. Have you ever said something like, I can do this, or everything's going to be okay?
Oh, yeah, all the time. It's like giving yourself a pep talk.
Exactly. That's positive self-talk, and it can be a really powerful way to manage your emotions.
It's like having your own personal cheerleader in your head.
It can help you calm down, boost your confidence, and face those challenges head on.
And sometimes it's not even about saying things out loud, right? It's about the thoughts we have in our heads.
That's a good point. Our internal dialogue, that voice in our head, plays a big role too.
And that's where being aware of the kind of self-talk we're engaging in becomes important.
Right, because there's a big difference between positive and negative self-talk.
Absolutely.
Negative self-talk can be incredibly damaging.
Yeah, it can really hold you back.
It's that little voice that says, I'm not good enough, or I'm going to fail.
It's like having a critic constantly putting you down.
And that can really lower your self-esteem and make it harder to achieve your goals.
On the other hand, positive self-talk can be incredibly empowering.
Yeah, it can make a huge difference.
It's about focusing on your strengths, your abilities, and the things you can control.
Instead of saying, I can't do this, you say, I'm going to give it my best shot.
Exactly. And even if you don't succeed right away, you keep trying and you keep learning.
And it's really interesting. This idea of talking to yourself can actually be a fantastic tool for problem solving.
How so?
Well, sometimes just by saying your options out loud, things can become clearer.
It's true. It's like you're having a conversation with yourself, bouncing ideas back and forth.
And that can help you see the situation from different angles and come up with better solutions.
It's almost as if you're getting a second opinion from the smartest person you know, yourself.
Exactly. And speaking of learning, for all of you learning English out there, talking to yourself can be a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the best ways to improve your fluency.
Repeating new words and phrases, practicing sentences you've learned, even just thinking in English.
Yeah, it all helps to solidify the language in your mind.
It's like having a conversation partner who's always available and never gets tired of listening.
And the best part is, you can do it anytime, anywhere.
Exactly. No need to schedule a meeting or find a language exchange partner.
You're your own best teacher in a way.
You see this happening with athletes too, right?
Yeah, all the time.
They use self-talk to motivate themselves and stay focused.
You'll see them saying things like, I am strong, I am ready, I can do this.
It's about creating a positive mindset and believing in their abilities.
And it's something we can all apply to our own lives, whether we're athletes or not.
Exactly. Whether you're facing a big presentation, a challenging exam, or just a regular day at work.
That positive self-talk can make a real difference.
So how does all of this actually play out in our daily lives?
Well, think about simple things like making a shopping list.
Right.
You might be going through your fridge and saying, do we need milk? Yes, we're almost out.
Or when you're cooking.
Okay, next I need to chop the onions.
It's like you're narrating your own actions, which can help you stay organized and on track.
And it can be really helpful when you're learning something new.
Like a new recipe or a new skill.
Exactly. Talking yourself through the steps can make it easier to remember and understand.
Now, I know some people might feel a little self-conscious about talking to themselves, especially out loud.
Yeah, it can feel a little weird at first.
But it's important to remember that it's a perfectly normal thing to do.
It's just a part of how our brains work.
And for the most part, it's harmless and even beneficial.
Unless, of course, you're hearing voices that aren't your own, or having conversations with people who aren't there.
That's a different story, and it's important to seek professional help if that's the case.
But for most of us, talking to ourselves is just a way of processing our thoughts and navigating the world around us.
So, what are some practical tips for using self-talk effectively?
Well, first and foremost, focus on being positive and encouraging.
Yeah, that's key.
Instead of putting yourself down, try to build yourself up.
Instead of saying, I'm going to mess this up, say, I'm going to do my best.
And be specific. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, say, I'm still learning and I'm going to keep practicing.
Another good tip is to ask yourself questions.
Yeah, questions can be really helpful.
Like, what's the best way to approach this problem? Or what are my options?
It's like you're guiding your own thought process and helping yourself to find solutions.
And don't underestimate the power of speaking to yourself in a calm and clear voice.
That's right. Your tone of voice can actually influence how you feel.
If you're speaking to yourself in a harsh or critical way, it's going to make you feel more stressed and anxious.
But if you speak to yourself in a calm and reassuring way, it can help you to relax and focus.
It's like creating a more peaceful and supportive environment inside your own head.
No, I think it's worth taking a moment to look at some of the vocabulary we've been using today.
Yeah, especially words related to our emotions and self-perception.
Because understanding these words can help us to better understand our own inner dialogue.
For example, we've talked a lot about feeling confident.
Right. Confident means feeling sure of yourself and your abilities.
It's that feeling of, I can do this, I've got this.
And then there's nervous, which is that feeling of unease or worry.
Like before a big presentation or an important exam.
And we've talked about feeling calm, which is the opposite of feeling anxious or stressed.
It's that feeling of peace and tranquility.
And then there's motivated, which is that feeling of being driven and enthusiastic about something.
Like when you're really excited about a new project or goal.
And finally, we talked about being focused, which is the ability to concentrate on something without being distracted.
So those are just a few examples of words that can help us to describe our inner experiences more accurately.
And the more we understand our own emotions and thoughts, the better we can manage them.
So we'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Do you talk to yourselves? And what situations?
And is your self-talk mostly positive or negative?
We're really curious to hear your experiences.
And here's a little challenge for you.
Try consciously using positive self-talk the next time you're facing a tough situation.
See how it makes you feel and whether it helps you to approach the challenge differently.
So, to sum it all up, talking to yourself is a normal and often helpful part of being human.
It can help us to focus, manage stress, solve problems, learn new things, and stay motivated.
And by focusing on positive self-talk, we can create a more supportive and encouraging environment in our own minds.
And that can make a big difference in how we experience the world around us.
So pay attention to that inner voice.
Make it work for you.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive here on English for Everyone.
See you next time.
Bye for now.